What you focus on, you will attract. Your thoughts create and shape your reality, and the universe is always responding to you without fail. Your thoughts create the trajectory of your life, how you act, how you experience life. So ask yourself this: what thoughts are you dominantly looping over and over in your mind? Are they thoughts of joy, happiness, love, abundance, fulfillment? Or are they thoughts of constantly receiving disappointment after disappointment, focusing more on what can go wrong or what is going wrong and playing that over and over again in your mind? Whatever it is you are more dominantly focused on, the universe will respond. Life is a mirror and it will reflect to you what you are most dominantly focused on. So, if you are listening to this, it is because you are ready. You are ready to learn how to take control back of your life by taking control back of your mind. It does not take long to practice this either, to become skillful at it, but it takes a desire to change, a desire to no longer accept the limitations of your life you have been experiencing, and a desire to experience what you have always wanted to experience. Anything in life is a practice to become skillful at it. And if you remain faithful to what I'm about to share, you will become skillful at it and you will be able to take your power back and to finally be in the driving seat of your life with the thoughts that you do want to think, to mold and shape the life you do want to experience and deserve. So, for the majority of my life, until I practiced this skill, my mind was controlling me. It was controlling how I thought about myself, how I thought about life, about people, about money, about jobs, about love, about relationships, about my body. It was controlling every aspect of my life, and I was miserable, full of fear, full of anxiety, and full of negativity. I just couldn't work out then what was going on and how other people were able to live these incredible lives. I would look at others, not because I was jealous, but because I was so perplexed as to why my life in all areas was this way. In the end, I just told myself, guess what? Guess what I told myself? That I was one of those unlucky ones. And this was how my life was going to be. And I cannot believe then that I thought that, but I did. And it wasn't until one day I had an incredible coaching session from a wonderful woman who I became a client success story for, who taught me how to take my power back, how to start to take my power back. And this was the catalyst to me being able to understand, or to begin to understand, just how incredibly powerful our minds are, and actually how beyond negative I used to think. You see, what I was taught in this incredible, powerful session back in 2019 was how I could finally start to take back the power I had unconsciously been giving every day of my life to my programmed mind of limiting beliefs, by simply this: telling a new story about myself with intentions and affirmations, therefore changing where I was putting my focus. Now, this was not easy for me at all, but I persevered and there were tears along the way. But the more I practiced this, the more I was able to override these negative thoughts that would come in. And I was able to stop the spiraling out of control negatively. So the more I stayed faithful to this new story, the less those old thoughts would come into my mind. I was then finally learning how to control my mind and to take my power back, to put myself in the driving seat of my life for the first time ever. And it was a dedication to this practice that not only got me my specific person coming back and pursuing me and us getting back together, it taught me the most valuable lessons about who I was and the skills of how I can change my life. And if I can share the most valuable piece of information here, it is this: do not stop. Do not stop becoming more and more skillful at this, because the more you remain faithful to the principle of affirming yourself to be, do, and have the outcomes that you do want, the easier and better life becomes, and the easier that becomes. Now, I did stop when I received my specific person back. I did stop, and I had to learn from this because those old thoughts did come back. But with this lesson, I was able to then get back to my practice, to affirming myself into a better and better version, to experience a better life. And the more I remain faithful to this, which is why I do this daily, the more my life transforms and shapes and molds and aligns to the version of me that you see now, and the version of me I will be becoming. And of course, there are obstacles that come in my way. I see things, I hear things, but because I have become so faithful to my practice of affirming myself, my spiritual practice, and my life as I want it to be, to experience a life that I desire and I am desiring, I much more effortlessly turn away from those unwanted things. But the questions, what I do actually is I put the questions out to the universe if it is something that I need an answer to, that I need to learn from it. And then I keep going down the path of affirming the version I am and I intend to become. So whilst this wasn't easy to start with, it gets so much easier the more you practice, the more you learn and grow and expand, not just yourself, but your entire life. We are always going to be on this journey. It just gets easier with practice and dedication. So now, after dedicated practice to this, my life has transformed and continues to transform as I learn and grow. I elevate, I affirm differently, I affirm for things about myself and my desires grow and change, aligning to this new elevated person that I have become and continue to become. The desire to want to change needs to be big enough. And it really helps when you have a big enough dream, a big enough vision of how you do want your future to look. So ask yourself, what is your dream? More love, more kindness, loving yourself, being confident, radiant, experiencing fulfilling, long-lasting, healthy relationships, having a life of freedom, being financially free, financially abundant, having friends that are supportive and loving that always include you, losing weight, running a marathon, living in a different country, having a successful business, a new career, a bigger house. What you desire is possible. So make it big enough that will give you the biggest driver to remain daily consistent with your new way of thinking about yourself and life. And when you feel like giving up, remind yourself of this vision of the life that you desire to and dream of experiencing by changing the way that you focus, the way that you focus your mind through affirming and positive intentions. And you make this a daily practice, and this then becomes your dominant focus, the universe will have no other choice but to respond to you. There is nothing to change but self. And when you do this, you will be rewarded, and the rewards are incredible. So give this a go. See how you get along. And if you need guidance, then just take a look at my coaching solutions below or in my bio. They are all guided for you to attract your deepest heartfelt desires. There you go. I intend that this video is your catalyst to change and to take today as the new chapter of your new life. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe, guys. And as always, I will be back very, very soon.